Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold and the Beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge from Bold and Beautiful recently decided to remove his father Eric from life support. He had power of attorney since Eric had granted it to him, but the rest of the family, including Eric's significant other Donna, didn't think highly of it. Ridge, however, remained steadfast in his belief that he understood his father's wishes best. As regular viewers are aware, Ridge has a history of dismissing other people's ideas in favor of his own, believing he is the brightest person in the room. However, Ridge may not be solely to blame. Like Brooke, it may be predetermined by his January 28th birthday or his destiny. As a result, he is a fixed air sign, an Aquarius. What is meant by that? That the stars could have power over his unyielding and inflexible viewpoint. Put another way, it was a very Aquarian thing for him to initially refuse his father's experimental treatment, even while the rest of the family supported it. Being an air sign also indicates having a rational and analytical approach to interpersonal relationships. Some of his other very large, very poor judgments also follow suit. For instance, it sort of follows that Ridge dumped Brooke, whom he mistakenly thought had contacted CPS on Thomas, without trying to explain why. The same is true of his getting back together with Taylor just to abandon her at the altar after learning all the details. It may be argued that his acts lacked feeling. Instead, despite the fact that it may have been incorrect, the evidence supported his decision to fire Brooke, and he predicated his subsequent action, leaving Taylor at the altar, on the additional information that came to light. Furthermore, according to traditional astrology, Saturn rules Aquarius, giving Aquarians a serious sense of purpose and a life filled with lessons learned. Ridge is a serious person at heart, serious about his work, about his family, and maybe most of all about being correct. One would think that he has finally learned his lesson about love waffling, even if it has taken him much too long to do so, especially in the case of someone named Brooke. Similarly, his choice to keep his dad around, consequences be damned, may indicate that he has at last come to accept other people's opinions just as much as he does his own. It's interesting to notice that Ron Moss and Thorsten Kaye, the actors who have portrayed Ridge, are both Pisces. Pisces is a fluid water sign that is all about emotion, intuition, and going with the flow, in contrast to striking and the lovely show that the program has been alluding to Eric Forrester's adjustment of character a considerable amount. Eric is alive, yet he will without a doubt require an extended and troublesome recovery. Despite the fact that Edge Forrester is thankful that Eric was saved from unavoidable demise because of John Finnegan's treatment, he keeps on addressing assuming endorsing the medical procedure was the right choice. On the off chance that Eric's recovery isn't effective, Edge fears that his dad would come to scorn him since Eric would have rather not been kept alive, assuming that it implied carrying on with a lesser personal satisfaction. We ought to consider the gamble that Eric might become aggravated about his solicitations not being respected since B&B is underscoring this other option. At the point when he can't do the things he actually needs to accomplish, Eric could become disturbed with his own cutoff points and go somewhat to Edge. In those circumstances, it's not difficult to imagine Eric shutting out Edge, Donna Logan, and his other friends and family as a whole. Eric could separate himself from the rest of the world and mope in secret about his sluggish mending. Perhaps that is where Shayla Carter, in Eric's eyes, may transform into the story's surprising new legend. Sheila might make the most of this opportunity to revive her relationship with Eric and claim to be a medical caretaker since she was once one. Imagine a scenario in which Shayla can mend individuals totally and has the enchanted touch. It would be fascinating to watch Shayla have Finn's spot as the following Marvel laborer and complete his work. Sheila might assist Eric with actual treatment and give him persuasive visits along the street. Eric might have changed his affections for Shayla, assuming he felt missold by the very family that have recently brought him such a lot of misery. Maybe Eric will accept that Edge was feeling the squeeze to keep him alive by Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Massins Wood, Bridget Forrester, and the others. Considering that Eric could eventually feel restricted to his own body in more ways than one, he could go through a character change and become more responsive to individuals like Shayla. In the event that Shayla can assist Eric with getting better while others can't, Eric could lift her to the place of authority of the family. Sheila would without a doubt trust that turning into the following Forrester sovereign would help her success Finn over. Sheila isn't unreasonably clear, obviously, however she could perceive this as a new street to worthiness at Forrester and need to seek after it. Continue to return for refreshers on any Shayla news that might factor into Eric's plot. As spoilers for the striking and the wonderful recommend that he might act in an unforeseen way in spoilers for Tuesday, December 29's episode of Bold and the Beautiful. Steffi Forrester congratulated John Finnegan for saving Eric Forrester, but he also warned her that Eric still had a long way to go. Nevertheless, Steffi was appreciative of Finn's second opportunity for Eric. Steffi acknowledged that she had never wanted to make love to someone more than she did at this moment, as she thought back on all the feelings she had for Finn. Finn and Steffi decided to postpone their romantic gestures till their alone time at home because they were in his workplace. Steffi was happy that Thomas Forrester had been able to rely on Hope Logan lately, but she was concerned about Thomas Forrester since he has a tendency to internalize things when he is afraid or pressured. Despite this, Steffi remained worried since she didn't think Hope would ever show her the same kind of affection that Thomas did. Considering Thomas' past, Finn said it was difficult to hold Hope responsible for that, but Steffi thought her brother had made significant progress. Steffi was now concerned that it might backfire on Thomas and that Hope would be overly carefree with her sentiments. Before Finn could return to his business, Steffi complimented him for being her little miracle worker. Finn reassured Steffi that she would never have to wonder what her family would do in the absence of him. Hope told Thomas at the Forrester Creations design office that Eric was making a strong effort to get back to them and that she felt comfortable enough to breathe again. Without Hope's encouragement, Thomas didn't know where he would be. He also received a pep talk about Eric becoming their best friend again. After they had spent so much time together and grown so close, Thomas told Hope he loved her and that he could see how much she loved him too. That gave Thomas all the information he required, but Steffi overheard and became concerned. Thomas argued there was no need for it when Steffi came in and voiced her worries. Though Steffi was grateful for Hope's encouragement, she pondered what type of relationship this was and whether it was a good idea overall. Though Steffi wasn't quite convinced, Thomas reassured her that he had everything under control. Hope was forewarned by Steffi not to lead Thomas on or play with his feelings after she revealed that Thomas had been in love with her for a long time. Steffi went on to say that Hope needed to be sincere and insisted on knowing if Hope truly loved Thomas. On Tuesday's B&B episode, Ridge expressed concern to Brooke Logan in the main office that Eric might not want to be there and that, when he plateaued, he would have preferred life on the other side. In addition, Ridge worried that if his father returned without being fully capable of doing all the things he liked, Eric would despise him for choosing to rescue him. Ridge saw that Eric wasn't grinning when he initially woke up, despite Brooke's assurance that Eric would be appreciative of this second opportunity. Brooke contended that Eric was becoming accustomed to the whole scenario and believed that the fact that he was breathing on his own was evidence of his desire to return to them. In the end, Ridge showed his love for Brooke and thanked her for being his rock before they kissed. Watch this space for updates on Eric's gradually getting well. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge will soon receive more information about his recuperation. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.